Okay. Welcome, sir.
Let me greet everybody online for this very important meeting. And I must also say that I'm tapping from our first one-on-one contact after the unveiling of the Community Development Agreement report that was launched by Center LSD the other day. But I also, like I have noted, that we've been on, I think, on LinkedIn for a very long time, or one of the social media platforms. But for reasons I cannot explain, we were only able to meet for the first time in that meeting. And by the time I got the invite for this, I asked myself, what would one be able to talk within such a short time of 10 minutes that was allocated to me? But I think the background has been well laid, the foundation has been well laid by the last speaker. And I think now that I may not have to go much in depth, but somehow I'll have to mention a few things. But as part of the highlights of my talk, I need to talk about the need for a lay of the land for granting. And I'll also be talking to the key fundamentals of this. He talked about the products and the feasibility of interests. He talked around targets mapping, especially with respect to the strategy, the identification of the champions or contacts you may want to use. And programming relationship alignment, because I think this is also where the last speaker spoke in depth, and most possibly other enables. But the one thing by way of introduction that I want to raise is that fundraising is about the most challenging task of any organization, be it non-for-profit or even for profit or fund. But also amidst the declining capacity of governments to pay for development, donor agencies and financial institutions have today become the worldwide or even overstretched bodies, sometimes even overstretched to the breaking point when we have to send applications to asking for funds. And only those organizations with the requisite capacity to put together proposals with clearly defined outputs or outcomes and impacts to be made are able to stand the everlasting stakes set by these donor agencies for the limited funds that are often available for use. So what I tell people when discussing the fundamentals on assessing grants was the first thing I learned when I joined the development sector. And I'm always very proud to mention some of those things I learned, and I learned them from Dr. Kairi Fayemi. And since he mentioned that to me, it has always remained ingrained that fundraising is friends raising. You do not take anything for granted if you are going for fundraising. At least somebody who has spent over 2 decades in the development sector, I can conveniently tell you that sometimes being brilliant and good in proposal writing does not necessarily give you a grant. So you need to develop other relationship, whether formal or informal as well. And since then, like I said, they have been very ingrained.